Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle, we unite and tripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, single bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white.
Welcome to a special Sunday, Bengals and Brews. What's up, Bourbon?
What's up? How's everybody doing today?
Well, it's just me. I'm doing fine. But everybody in the chat, hopefully they're doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have this Fans of Cincy drawing. We'll do that first. I'll let you talk about it a little bit before I pull that up. So just about how that came about, the whole trip, everybody, what was raised for the project, all of that.
Yeah, we partnered with Fans of Cincy with Dusko that runs that. I think I'm saying it right. I always mess his name up. And it's a trip to week 2, Kansas City. I think it includes your hotel, your flights, a shuttle to and from the tailgate and the game. They take care of everything. It's one of the best tailgate experiences and trip experiences you can have, in my opinion. I think we were a little over 200 tickets sold. Ended up after what the trip cost, we raised a little over $1,200, which is awesome. It goes a long way for Project Game Day with the veterans and adults / kids with disabilities, and to provide them with a great first game or game experience. So we're super pumped, super thankful for everybody. Big shout out to our friend Phil. He really helped out with getting a lot of the tickets sold. He was great. So
Bill Amrine, former fan of the year.
Fan of the year, yep. I know he doesn't like to take credit for much, but he did help out a lot with us, so we're very appreciative. And I guess everybody probably is ready to go ahead and see who's the winner. So we'll go ahead and do that live.
There's a ton of names on here, and hopefully this works. Because if not, we'll figure something out. But click to spin. Good luck to everybody. Let's see who won this bad boy. It's not rigged. We're live. We have no idea. Could be anybody on this wheel. Everybody that entered is on here.
A lot of names on there.
Mika Renneker.
Mika Renneker. I don't know who that is, but congratulations.
Congratulations. We will be trying to contact.
We'll try to contact you. I don't know if that was somebody that Phil with his tickets or through Twitter. We'll have to find out from James with all the Venmo. So we'll figure that out and get in contact.
If that person is watching, you can DM Project Game Day on X or Facebook or whatever you have. If not, we've got an email. We will track this person down.
Yes.
It's an awesome trip. Congratulations. Should be a great time. Hell of a game you're going to be going to watch. Bengals and Chiefs in week 2.
And I will let Fans of Cincy know so they can let airport know right away once we get in contact with you, so they can get your +1 so the names are down for the flights. So awesome.
Don't know if we've got any more of these. Fans of Cincy does these trips though that you can buy. We may, end up doing something else with them, or they may have other ones, other places. But there's nothing scheduled as of now directly with Fans of Cincy with Project Game Day, or
Yeah, we might be doing more. We'll see. He wanted to do another one, so we'll see what we can do. So figure it out. See how well this one went really well. So we'll plan something out, I'm sure, in the future.
Yeah, the fact that, able to raise money for charity, somebody's able to win this for, $20 or whatever they ended up putting in.
Yeah.
Because you got an extra draw.
It's a hell of a deal.
5. Yeah.
For $20, if you only put 20 in, Mika. Good Lord.
$20 and you get this trip, your tailgate paid, your airfare, your hotel. I mean, that's and the game, get to go to the game. So that's a pretty incredible trip for anybody. So congratulations once again.
Yeah.
We'll probably hang on here for another few
Yeah,
minutes.
I got
Derek
trouble.
was trying to
Yep.
make him. He's slow. Talk a little bit about the game now.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch much. I didn't get to go yesterday because I got roped into my wife's alumni softball tournament. So I saw the first drive, and for me, that's all I needed to see.
I mean, if you watch the first drive for the first team offense and defense for the Bengals, Buccaneers did not play their starters. But if you watch that, how can you not be happy? The Bengals scored a touchdown on their first drive. Burrow looked good. The deep ball to Higgins, they almost hit on. I mean, it had him in the hands. That was just a great pass breakup, honestly, by their defensive player. And then he
Yeah.
ended up, Yoshi had a big third down catch. He looks like the starting slot receiver. The fact that they didn't play him anymore after the first series with the starters, I thought says a lot because he's only going into his second season.
Yeah, I mean, he showed just in that catch running out of the slot, he had great separation. I think he had 2-3 yards off the we'll go slot corner or whatever, but he had great separation, and then the yards after catch was great.
Yeah, it was nice to see him do something in the game after hearing so much in training camp about how well he's playing, so it translated to the game, and that's what you want to see, and I think he can translate it to the season. Jermaine Burton, if we want to stick with receivers later in the game, led the team with like 86 yards on 3 catches, 2 deep passes. He looked good. I mean, I think there's a role for him no matter if Yoshi's the starting slot receiver. You're going to rotate guys in. They're not going to play Chase and Higgins and Yoshi the whole game.
He's a great guy when you think they're going to run and you do a play action and you just throw it deep on the go route, that you're going to catch some of these defenses off guard that just aren't prepared for it.
Yeah. And then our defense, like you look at the flip side, we got a touchdown to Higgins there to end the first drive. Joe Burrow, I've seen enough. You're good. You don't have to play no more preseason.
Please no more.
They've got 2 practices against other teams coming up. The Bears and the Colts, they have practice against each of those teams that they're playing. So you're going to get some 1s versus 1s in those practices. So that's great. That's even more getting ready for week 1. Hopefully we can get off to a fast start. I know we've talked about that for the last 3 years, wanting to get off to a fast start.
100%. And I thought Mims looked like everything is advertised.
Yeah, Trent Brown did not play.
No, he didn't. But I think somebody pointed out on Twitter that they were standing next to each other the entire game after Mims was out and just talking about everything. So it's nice to see that maybe he might not be starting, maybe he still will be starting, but he's at least putting in the effort to mentor Mims, which you don't get out of sometimes with these veterans. It's, this is my job. I don't care about what you have to do. You got to earn it, but it's nice when you got a veteran leader like that giving him the ropes,
Yeah, and with Mims, I mean, if he can beat him out and be the starter, great. If he's the extra lineman, great. He's going to play. Now, Tina brought up, if you want to look at the negative, our defense went 3 and out. I don't have much to say with the starting defense. A 3 and out, great. It's perfect. The rest of the defense, around defense, still looked a little suspect, but I just think you can't tell. It's hard to tell a lot in preseason. I will give a little love to Zhang Meta. We were talking about the linebacker, led the team in tackles with 10. I think he's number 45, undrafted guy out of Wisconsin. He flashed. Like, I watched the game back when I got home last night, the condensed version, and I was like, damn. He was everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't get to see any of that part because I was playing a game, and I come back and everybody's talking about 45, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell. Is he offense, defense? And then you find out he's just flashing all over the field as a linebacker, which you love to see.
Yeah, and then we had Darth and Tina for the negative. Now that we kind of talked about our starters and how good they looked, Jackson Carman.
Yeah.
3 penalties, I believe.
Yeah. 3.
A couple holding, a false start.
Got blown off the ball quite a bit.
Like pushed completely back into the quarterback. And he's playing against like 3rd-string guys out there. A guy going into like his 4th season.
Yeah, I think we've seen enough.
Yeah, I had seen enough, honestly. Last year, I thought he should get cut. Now, I don't know what else they have is the problem at tackle. Like, it would be nice if they had another tackle.
Well, Trent Brown.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the 3. I wish they had a 4th.
Yeah.
But
to me, at least right now, you can't tell me that he deserves a roster spot over a guy like Matt Lee or something like that. Like, no.
Yeah, and then Matt Lee, I mean, PFF grade-wise was like a 90. He led the lineman, only 13 pass pro sets, so reps on that. So I don't know. I want to see more. I hope Matt Lee maybe plays a little earlier because I think Trey Hill was out there before him. Matt Lee played later. I would like to see him in there, right away. If Ted's not playing, let Matt Lee go out there and play. You might be playing against some Chicago starters for a series or so. I would like to see Matt Lee, like let a guy like that, a young guy, see what he can do against that talent. Because I mean, he's 7th-round pick, but a lot of people were really high on him. He was a little light, was the only thing, but I mean, his grades for PFF last year too, as a college player for Miami, was incredible. So I mean, there's high hopes that maybe he's a guy, and they need somebody on the interior. I'm worried about guard depth still. I mean, what do you got, Cody Ford? And Cody Ford, I guess, is your fourth offensive tackle too.
Yeah. I just don't see Gutterman staying on the team at all. I wouldn't be surprised if he's part of the first cuts.
Yeah, I mean, they should have cut him last night. Emerson come in. It was Mika. I can pull it back up.
I forget. Mika
Reniker.
So
for anybody that missed the drawing,
knows that person.
And we're not live on Twitter because it's saying a premium account. I don't know when that started, but that's new. So that's why I always say subscribe to our YouTube. And we're always live on YouTube. Now, YouTube always works. Facebook, you never know. Twitter, you never know. And Matt's trying to see if he can figure out who this person is.
I was texting to see if our person or Phil knew if that was one of his people that bought tickets. Yeah. All in all, on our starting defense, did BJ Hill and Rankins play? Because I didn't get to see.
I would have to go back and
I don't think Rankins did. So, because I know everybody was complaining about the run defense, but I was like, if our two starters aren't in there, I don't know how you can judge it.
And they went 3 and out, like the starters that did play.
Yeah.
Pratt had a tackle. Wilson was in pass coverage on the 3rd down. I remember that. Like, it was really
sounds like Dak Hill was doing pretty well too, from what I was seeing.
He had 3 PBUs. He got beat on one play. I just felt like he needed to get his head turned around a little quicker. He was tight in the coverage, and it was a pretty good catch. I think it was Trey Palmer that made that catch. But other than that, then he had 3 pass breakups. 2 of them were almost interceptions. Like, it surprised me because I haven't been real high on him being an outside corner.
And it's hard with
the
receivers we have and it's hard with the receivers we have in camp because everybody's like, oh God, I've been suspect for that as well with Dax. But we got to remember we have some pretty elite receivers, so they can make most corners look pretty bad at any given time. So it's hard to judge off of that.
Yeah, Michael says that those 2 didn't play.
Okay,
D tackles.
Well, then there you go. Makes a big difference in the run game.
Yeah, we didn't have our starting D line, and we 3 and out with the other starters that played. So that's pretty good. We'll take that.
I'm happy with that. I know Miles Murphy flashed a little bit too.
That's where I was going next. Was Murphy and Osai both had a couple pressures in that game, so they didn't have any sacks, but they had a couple pressures, big plays in the backfield. Murphy was close to a sack a couple times, so that's what you want to see because I think that could be a really good rotation of those 4. And then that 5th spot, guys that did have sacks, Jeff Gunner had one, and Cedric Johnson. So the guys that probably are wide open roster spot with Cam Sample being out for the season, both flashed a little bit as well. So you like
was
to
that
see
Johnson guy the one we just brought in and signed?
Oh no, he's the Ole Miss rookie that we drafted in the 6th round.
Okay,
I liked him coming out because he started for contributed for 4 years at Ole Miss, and he's only 21 when we drafted him. So I like that, man. A lot of big competition in the SEC. But Jeff Gunner was a guy I liked. I think we got him in like the 7th round a couple years ago, and I had like a 5th round grade on him. So, and he played a little bit his rookie season, blocked that field goal against Miami. Yep. So, I mean, I'd like to see him make a push there. And our resident idiot Steelers fan, Tyler Kelly, with his Cincy tramp stamp, is upset at the Bengals because this man is a degenerate gambler and he's betting preseason football.
I was reading this. I was like, what is going on? I would blame the refs, not the that was an atrocious non-call.
Well, and they called one on the other end on the 4th down, and I don't know if it was or wasn't when the Bucs scored their touchdown, and then the Bengals, man, Butler got hosed in the end zone.
If anything, it was a holding, not a pass interference against Cincy at the worst. And then when we're throwing the ball and he's reaching back and his whole shoulders grabbed, his arms bent back, and the DB's not even looking, you got to be like, how is that not a pass interference?
Yeah, that was atrocious. And it's like, man, it's preseason. Who cares? The result don't matter. Well, I mean, it mattered to you, Tyler Kelly, because you're a degenerate gambler. So, but it still pissed me off because, like, oh, come on, man, we're getting screwed by the refs here. Like, damn it, zebras, not again.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good point. The crowd was announced at 63,000 plus. It was loud. I mean, it was loud there, but when I was watching on TV, it really sounded loud. Like when T made that his first catch, the first play of the game, the little quick pass out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the T through the TV was beautiful.
I was shocked that we passed on the first play. I thought for sure we'd run.
Yeah, and Joe wasn't under center too much. So that was something when I watched back. Now, when they ran the ball a couple times and had some short downage, and then after they got the first down, short yardage, after they got the first down on a 3rd and short, they went under center for that, and then they came back under center and ran the ball and got 5 or 6 yards, and then but he was in shotgun, I think, on every other play. Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe we'd see more, and maybe we will. Right? It'll probably be a balance.
And it's still one of those things where how much are you going to show in preseason that you don't want the Patriots to see when we're getting ready to play them, all that stuff. So,
yeah. And besides cornerback, I definitely think this is the biggest battle. As far as who won, I think it was close. Like I've got that in my notes here too. Let's see. I got the yardage. I think it was like 56 yards for Rico. And then it was like 50 yards for Brad Robbins. Where is that? I don't even know.
I think if you want a guy that's gonna just absolutely murder a ball downfield, then it's got to be Recno. I mean, a lot of our dabbers were gone because they went into the end zone. I mean, he had some booming punts that were just unbelievable. From what
I know the average. So Josh Isles, WDN Today on Twitter posted, so I'll find that post real quick because so it was 50 yards for Robbins was the gross punt average and 56 for Recco, but the net punt average, because Recco's one went in the end zone, so Brad actually had a higher net with 45.3 and Recco's was 43.3. Even with one going in the end zone, he was right there. Brad had one inside the 20, which was great coverage on that because they downed him at like around the 10-yard line, right where the ball went. Right. And then, like I said, Recco had the one that went in a touchback. So, I mean, overall, opponent average field position, Brad Robbins the 21 and Recco the 29, which, I mean, that's just more where you're punting from. But both guys very similar. I know that Robbins had a 60-yarder and Recco had a 59-yarder. So I know, and that's something that Brad, when he was on with us, talked about. He's worked on, kicking the ball and letting his guys get down there and cover. He was used to not, just booming it as much. And I think he's doing that now. And I think he was trying to maybe not boom it so much. And then it led to some of the kicks out of it. It's going to be consistency. So both of those guys, I think, are still battling the last 2 preseason games. They're going to be punting. I mean, unless we're just scoring every time. But if it's like last night, they punted the hell out of the ball. I think it was 6.
I still think they're going to end up they'll carry 2 or 1 will be on the practice squad.
Unless somebody claims them. Because like I said, I think both guys showed that they could play in the NFL yesterday. I mean, Brad looked a lot better to me. And I know he's come on the show, so you can call me a homer, and that's okay. I like the guy, so I'm going to root for him. It's true. But I like Recco too. He can boom the shit out of the ball, and I want to see us have a good punter. So I do hope that you're right. Whoever we keep of those 2, the other one's on the practice squad, and if somebody's struggling or an injury happens, boom, we've got another guy.
Yeah, I just don't want punter to be something we have to worry about. Like that should be like one of the least worries we have. We should not be worrying about a freaking punter.
And that does say we got we feel pretty good about our overall starters, and the depth I feel like is much improved. Guys like Josh Newton, who had an interception. Yeah. He looked like a player. 5th round pick, but he looks like a player. And he was getting raved on. Dejon Anthony got dinged up, so I don't think he ended up playing too much. That was another guy who was getting raved on at safety a lot.
I don't think Juice played either, did he? I didn't think I saw him out there playing.
Not sure. I know Turner got burnt on a play. Jalen McMillan looked pretty good for the Bucks, a guy that we were interested in out of Washington. That was a rookie. That was somebody I talked about on Friday's show. Dustin with a super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Need to figure out how to use Jenkins. Couple nice pass rush moves, manhandled in the run game. And Graham Barton, yeah, is going to be a stud, which that was a matchup that I talked about wanting to see. And I think Barton definitely got the better of it, who was playing center for them. Yeah, I seen Jenkins on that touchdown run for the Bucks. He got destroyed.
Yeah. He got knocked back by the center, and then the guard finished him.
Yeah. Zach Carter made a couple plays on that same drive. So that was nice to see because, I mean, it's a guy who's stuck around, and no matter what you think that he should have taken a step, hopefully he takes one this year if he's on the roster. So, but yeah, with Jenkins, they do. And he was playing nose tackle a lot. So with Jackson out and them not playing BJ Hill and them not playing Sheldon Rankins and just, they got to find out what he does best and try to utilize him. And he's not going to be playing a ton of snaps, I mean, he'll rotate in for sure. And it's his first game. He's got tape now to watch. But yeah, I didn't think he looked great. I was really, and that's a guy because he's great, man. His personality is incredible.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the guy.
I'm not worried about him. He'll learn. It's going to take a little bit. We'll be all right with him.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Beyond that, Zach Moss didn't play. I wasn't sure why. I know it was like, well, Chase Brown's out there, and then Zach Moss never came in. He was sick, Zach Taylor said. So he got sick the night before the game. So that's understandable. I do think that could be a battle, but I also, for me personally, I want to see more of a committee. I don't think any running back should be getting 70, 75% of the snaps like they did with Joe Mixon. I didn't think Joe Mixon should have been doing that. I think you're better off with a committee in the NFL anymore. So I'm hoping that's what happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
And then I also thought Woodside looked pretty decent for like an emergency quarterback because that's a new thing this year. So you can have an emergency quarterback. So having a third guy is key. Now, Browning didn't look great. Huh?
I said, yeah, Woodside looked good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he looked emergency quarterback, a third guy, great. The Rocky Lombardi, the undrafted guy from, I think, Northern Illinois, he didn't play. So we'll see these last couple games if he can show anything as well. Maybe he does challenge for that spot, but he seems more like probably destined for practice squad. And then so would Woodside potentially, but Woodside might be your emergency quarterback. Yeah, Browning did look a little off last night. But, I mean, I didn't think he looked too bad. And then, like, the interception, when I watched that back, that's basically a 50-50 ball. And it was right there. I think it was Lassiter. And it was basically right in his hands, and the DB just kind of ripped it out for the interception.
To give Browning a little credit, he had his, left tackle getting blown up the whole game and not knowing when he was going to get killed. So
yeah, and it killed a drive. Like, Carmen killed a drive, too, like, right away. Like, they had a first down holding penalty, that was, I think, his first penalty.
Yeah.
Of the three, which was awful. So yeah, not great. Yeah, we're not going to do a long show. We'll do a lot of this tomorrow. Greg and Chop will be on. Derek was going to try to hop in, but he obviously did not make it back from his school shopping. But we will pop up the winner's name one more time in case they're tuning in late. Mika Rennicker.
We'll see you guys probably tomorrow.
For Fans of Cincy. Yes.
Thank you all so much again.
Yes, thank you guys for all the awesome donations and for this Fans of Cincy trip, and we appreciate y'all, and we appreciate Fans of Cincy for working with us on this.
Definitely.